Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Tip Tuesday. I'm so excited to keep doing these. It seems like you guys are enjoying them. I really appreciate the feedback and you guys leaving comments and letting me know that they're actually useful. That's exactly why I wanted to do these. And since sometimes I'm not able to answer everyone's questions on social media, on Instagram, this is a better way for me to elaborate. So I'm having a good time doing it. I'm so happy you guys are also participating and giving me feedback about these episodes. So let's get started. First question is, how do you keep your ponytail up when you pull it up from the sides? I'm assuming you're talking about this half ponytail. I just put it up with a rubber band and I wrap my hair around it. I pin it and that's it, and it pretty much stays. I do put hairspray on, so I don't know if that helps, but it's really simple. It's an old school half ponytail, so I don't really know how much more detail I can give, but I could maybe do a video on it so that you guys could see how I do the half ponytail. How do you incorporate stretching in your workout schedule? Stretching is so important, and I can't emphasize enough how we need to, well, why we should stretch really before you start working out or after you work out. It's also important. I'm going to be honest, I'm really bad at actually keeping up with stretching. But sometimes when I'm just sitting there at home, I'll just kind of like sit on the floor and I'll play with my daughter, and then I'll just kind of like reach down and like we'll stretch together. It's playful for her, but at the same time, I'm getting my stretch in. Foam rolling is also good for your muscles, especially if you're lifting or doing any type of intense workout. That's great for you to do as well. So I guess I incorporated anytime that I get a chance. Like I said, it's really hard sometimes to do it before or after, but at some point I try to get that stretch in. What was the first solid food you introduced to Penny? And at what age did you start introducing solids? So the first solid food that we ever introduced to her was sopita. And we all know as Mexicans, we love to eat soup. So it was fideo, put it in the actual natural chicken broth, and then we just fed it to her and she ate it fine. One thing that we started doing recently was you can buy like, I guess it would be hash browns, and then we cook them and put them in her soup. It is just so that she can have potato, just because she doesn't have enough teeth to actually chew a soft potato. This way it goes in the soup and she's still getting some kind of something to actually fill up her belly versus, you know, soup is just water. So, you know, and this helps with making her feel full. When are you bringing back signing? My baby and I have learned a lot from your highlights. I know, I really need to stay on top of that. I was doing those on Wednesdays. I kind of fell off because, as you guys can see, we always have so much going on. It's kind of hard for me to like add another thing in, but I will try my best to start doing those again. Maybe we could start doing YouTube video of those instead, so that I can actually elaborate and actually demonstrate better versus on Instagram. So I'll bring those back soon. Any tips on busting fertility? Ooh. So I'm going to give a story, and I don't really know if you are someone who is or isn't overweight, or if it's someone who just hasn't gone to get themselves checked. But there is so many reasons sometimes why a person can't get pregnant. I had a client a while back who is now a friend of mine, who actually was overweight when we started training her. And then in the middle of our training, she lost a lot of weight. And then, what do you know? She got pregnant. So, and she had been trying for 10 years. So it looks like when she got her health back together, started eating better, working out, that seemed to have helped her. And then, you know, she was able to have another baby 10 years later. So I would suggest maybe check your diet, check your exercise, go get checked. Maybe it's not you, maybe it's your husband. It's not always the female. So I don't really have an answer for you, except for maybe just check you know yourself to see just how that's working, if everything's okay with you. How do you do it I'm assuming she's out. The question is, how do you do it to the love fire still on your relationship with so much going on? I'm assuming she wants to know how I keep the fire going in my relationship with so much going on. So I thought that question would be some cool for me to answer with my husband so that he could give his feedback and you can get it from both of us. So want to join me, Chingo?
Hello.
For those who are new to my channel, this is my husband. If you're not following him, make sure you follow him at Real Chingo Bling.
So she's married.
Okay, so she's asking how we keep the fire going in our relationship with so much going on.
So should I keep this answer clean? Or should we keep it real?
Yes, I think so. What would you say you think keeps the fire going?
So fire to me sounds like, you know, you still...
The spark.
Yeah, the spark. Like you're all about each other. Like,
sure.
You're on the same page. There's still that, obviously, that attraction. So obviously you got to keep the creativity in the bedroom. And why does I always have to go to the bedroom? Well, I mean, because that's where a lot of the spark and that's where some of the fire comes from. But outside of the bedroom, I would say, like, I'm going to sound like a mandilon, but, like, listen to your woman because, you know, what do they say? Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. Mm-hmm. And then there's, like, different love languages. So, for instance, some people like, you know, a little bit of touch. Some people like compliments or they need to hear with words. Some people like gifts. What are the other ones?
Touch, gifts, compliments, words of affirmation.
And when people do things for you.
Yeah.
Like thoughtful things. Man, I think my main love languages are like, it's like definitely like some hug, kiss, touch, you know? But all the other ones, you do a great job of like looking out for me, making sure I'm good, like supportive. And like I said, listening, because there's different love languages, and sometimes your woman might be trying to communicate something, or she might be dropping hints, or she might not be very clear about certain things. But part of our job is like 2 ears, 1 mouth. Like, okay, I think she's mad about something. And then we got to investigate and just really just stay on top of the things that you know are important to her, whether it's quality time or like don't be on your phone at dinner, or hey, you forgot the anniversary, or hey, you didn't do a good job on Mother's Day. I've been guilty of a couple of things.
I'm going to say one of the things that also we do, I feel, to keep the fire going is we do a lot of activities together. We also have that in common.
We do everything
So, together. Yeah, we do everything together. And I know it seems like, damn, like, is there anything y'all don't? Well, we work together for one, so that's obviously the reason why we're together so much. But I think a lot of it is that we are both very goal-orientated and we're both, like, trying to accomplish something. And because we have our eye on the prize, I think we're able to work together, live together, parent together. We're able to do all those things and still keep the fire going between us because we know how important that is. Which is why immediately after the baby goes to sleep, or if we have my bonus baby with us, is as soon as they both go to sleep, it's our time. So it'll be maybe the first, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes. We'll discuss what the next day's schedule is going to be, what all we have to do for work. And then it's us time, and it's us talking about pretty much nothing, just news or what happened during the day.
Yeah, it's rare. Well, for one, I want to say that we're a dangerous combination.
Hey.
We're a dangerous combination. Like, because we're both very ambitious. And sometimes, might be off subject, sometimes if we don't check ourselves in terms of trying to take over the world in a day, it's like, hey, we need to kind of pump the brakes, because we literally just came back from Mexico. And we're like, okay, we see some opportunity. We got work to do. There's some stuff we need to do. And it's like, we just got back to Houston. Let's kind of rest and catch up.
Yeah, but, that's very true.
So we complement each other.
Yes, sometimes it'll be either me telling him, like, can we turn it off? Can it be done tomorrow? Or you telling me,
can we delegate
it? Is that something that can be done tomorrow? Does that have to be done today? But I feel we both do a really good job of making sure that we are taken care of, not just in the bedroom, but just emotionally, physically,
the fellas feel me on this one.
Yeah. All of that is so important to both of us.
If you start feeling disconnected.
Yeah. And I'll let him know, too, if it's been a day where I've not felt like we've been connected, I'll say, oh, I feel a little disconnected today. And it's kind of like
I need
a little hug, to be honest with you. Sometimes it's just a small hug during the day that'll just make things...
Like, it's like being grounded.
Yeah.
It's almost like a mindfulness type of thing.
For
where it's
sure.
Where it's like, can we press pause on the world and press pause on all the deadlines that we've given ourselves? We don't have a boss giving us deadlines. It's us cracking the whip on us and pushing ourselves forward.
For sure.
So I think that we should definitely make it part of our morning routine, which is still a work in progress, to where before we go out and face the world, we have to make sure that we're on our little nucleus. We're on the same page. Like today at the gym, I just like came over and like, can we just hug for 10 seconds?
Yeah, because
like,
we didn't. All we did was wake up, coffee, go to the gym, babysitter's here.
Not only that, this last trip, Lake Tahoe, land in Reno, we're getting picked up, take you to Reno, go to the thing, change. Next morning, they're picking you up, drive back from Lake Tahoe to Reno, catch plane, land in Monterrey, room service real quick because that's the most convenient, shower, go to the show. Next day, pick you up. Now we're driving to another city, Saltillo, so on and so forth, back to the airport. And it's like 10 seconds, that little 10 seconds goes a long way.
It does.
Sorry,
I agree.
I like hijack.
No, that's where I wanted. I felt like it was important that you join me in this answering this question because one thing that I want to put out there, and I know it's kind of like, oh, mandilon, right? Because that's the only word that as Hispanics we seem to know how to use, but it has nothing to do with being mandilon. And if you don't speak Spanish, basically somebody who's you consider a man whooped just because you're a supportive,
or you help out,
or your partner is willing to split the responsibilities at home. And when I mean responsibilities, he's willing to do the dishes because you're bathing the baby, or he's willing changing the diaper because I'm making dinner or making a bottle or whatever it is. So a lot of times people misinterpret that. And they feel like, oh, men aren't supposed to. But I promise you, if you incorporated some of those things, men, into your home, I guarantee you.
I do that for me because now I'm getting brownie points.
your wife or your girlfriend or your significant other would probably be more willing to do a lot more things for you because she feels a lot of the stress has been taken off of her. So that's
stuff that's going to be on her mind. And if she's busy worried about the overwhelm, that's less space in her brain to think about how y'all gonna get freaky.
It always has to go to that, but okay. So there you go. I hope we answered your question. I think that was pretty good, don't you?
All right, gotta go.
Okay, wait. They also asked, how was Monterrey, Nuevo León?
Monterrey, Nuevo León. ¿Les contesto en inglés o en español? Well, next time we go back, I want to take the girls. I want the girls to really experience and be immersed in Mexican culture so that they really understand where they come from. We want to take more time so that we can go see like hiking and La Cola de Caballo, like the waterfall.
Sure, yeah, we didn't get to do any of those things.
Take Penny to go see a Belly and Beto show. Buy her some Belly and Beto souvenirs.
Yeah.
Get some cool meals. Like really explore the scene. And it was very, very brief, but we did a show at a it's considered like a beer garden with nothing but craft beers.
It was really cool.
Nothing but craft beer. And we're talking Mexico where it's just like in the U.S. It's only been like a few big breweries. But anyway, we met a lot of deported Chicanos. So we met many Mexican Americans who now live out there. And it was just fascinating and can't wait to go back, but want to spend more time to go just peep the scene, check out some coffee shops.
Yeah, because it was definitely a work trip. Work trip. We didn't get to
explore
to the hotel. A lot. We got to eat food there, which was great. So it was the Saltillo. The tacos were good. But we didn't get to actually explore, which was the sucky part. Because usually when we go anywhere, even for work, we like to go explore and look around and. Yeah, we really tried it, and we didn't get a chance to do that. So that was so hopefully we get to go back soon and like you said, take the girls back. But Monterrey, yeah, it's definitely a place I'd like to go back to visit.
Saltillo was cool as well.
Yes.
And I even got some joke ideas just from the brief time we were there. I just noticed instant like cultural differences and just different things.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you this. So someone wants to know, how many hours do you spend at the gym? We only spend an hour at the gym, to be honest with you. And this question gets asked a lot. I don't know why we're so like obsessed with time at the gym. It has nothing to do with time. Honestly,
what you're eating.
Yes, that's number one. And it's like actually quality workout is what's important. So did you make that muscle and mind connection when you were lifting that weight? Did you get the right amount of reps that you feel for your body was what you were supposed to do?
Did you push yourself to that point?
Exactly.
To where if you're going for like growth or whatever.
Yeah.
Like
So sometimes you go into the gym to maybe work on toning. So your workouts are going to be different. And if you're going in for mass, building mass, then you're going in for a different thing. And while you're working out for two different goals, it's still you still don't need to focus on time. You need to focus on the exercise, the quality of that workout. So I would honestly not focus on the time that you're there, because you could still spend an hour and 30 minutes because you rested. If you're doing heavy lifting, your resting time between your next set may be 2 minutes. Or you may decide that after you lift, you decide you want to do some cardio. So
here's the thing. When people say the word gym, it's a blanket. It's like very broad. It's very general. So for instance, gym can mean everything from a 20-minute HIIT session to gym could technically be powerlifting. Gym could be CrossFit. Gym could be weightlifting. Gym could be a cardio. Basically like be specific.
Yeah. So I guess gym time, honestly, hours in the gym has nothing to do with it. It's the quality of your workout. I would say focus on the quality of your workout.
And let's say you work out 1 hour for the day. What do you do in the other 23? How's your sleep? What's your lifestyle? Do you drink a whole bunch of Hennessy and liquor?
Or do you drink water?
Do you drink enough water? Are you eating junk? Like, the gym part is like a small part, because if you're eating Takis all day, or if you're under eating, you're starving yourself because it's a crash diet.
Yeah, because you think that by eating less,
you're eating just lettuce all day.
Yeah.
Well, now your body's going to start eating its own muscle.
I'm somebody who drinks coffee a lot, so I try to drink a lot of water. I try to like be balanced with water and coffee. So
no comment.
I try to be conscious of that.
No comment. I'm going to be quiet on this one.
Do you prefer to eat organic food or plant-based food?
Okay, that's two totally different things.
Yeah. So organic or not organic?
No, they're saying, do you prefer to eat organic food or plant-based food? I say I'm not going to consider what I eat plant-based because I'm not a vegan and I'm not a vegetarian. So already, because I eat meat and eggs and stuff like that, I'm already not plant-based. Organic? Hell yeah. If you can get you some organic, fuck yeah, I prefer.
There's just a few things that I prefer, organic.
Es que en español, si lo domina, el inglés, batalla.
You're so angry at the world right now. Okay, so what are some things that you prefer to have that are organic?
Well, for instance, when we go to Whole Foods, there's certain things that, like, while we're there, like, for instance, say we need to re-up on vitamins. I think my brand vitamins, they carry them at HEB as well. But like, for instance, what do we get that's organic?
I honestly...
Milk. If you're going to do milk, try to get organic. That's coming out of...
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's coming out of an animal, and you don't want to be getting milk from some, like, huge dairy thing where they're just like, that's all day to the poor little cow, and they keeping the baby. They're, like, mistreating them, and it's probably not quality. Versus, like, oh, this comes from Wisconsin. There's, like, grass, and they just,
So this whole plant-based thing, I actually went pescatarian for a little while back in the days. And speaking of this whole why I feel like buying milk, good quality milk is important, is because I read that a lot of the farmers, because they want to mass produce milk, right? They need to put it out. The cow is connected to a machine, and basically it's just squeezing out their udder all day, and then they're given supplements so that they can keep producing milk because they need to sell milk. And then sometimes the female's udder may become irritated from the machine pulling on their udder. Little sores may be created around the udder. Now those pop, and guess where they go in? Your milk. So this was a while back. I don't know if things have changed, but
well, it's no secret that we live in this modern day society where everybody like sits in traffic, goes to work. We don't have cows in our backyard.
Yeah.
So there's a huge demand for almond milk and food and products and dairy and meat. So there's going to be these huge companies. It's not like most people don't get their milk from like, oh, there's a dairy farmer a mile down the road and Mr. Smith, he brings us little, that's old school shit.
Yeah.
Now you go to the grocery store and you really don't know the conditions of where the stuff is coming from.
Yeah, for sure. And then there's another one is, what are good forms of cardio besides treadmill and Stairmaster?
It depends on, let's say you're like super beginner and maybe you're like very out of shape and maybe have some extra pounds. Swimming is highly recommended because it's easy on your joints. They say you can, actually Sean mentioned this. He said someone that's a beginner like that, you can like swim for 20 minutes, maybe hit the sauna for 10, do another 20. And then hit the sauna for 10. Boom. That's an hour right there. Low impact.
I like cycling too. I like going to my cycle classes. But again, if you have knee problems, that may be not a class for you. I like going to my fighter conditioning class. I enjoy going there a lot just because I feel like it's an all-over workout. I enjoy my HIIT workouts with our trainer, Sean. Those are super intense, and I know that he's going to kill me every time we go. So I enjoy doing those. I don't enjoy the treadmill at all, to be honest with you. I get on it when I'm not able. I need a quick workout, and I'm not able to make it any of my classes, or I wasn't able to set up a personal training class with Sean. I'll hit the treadmill, and I'll actually will do sprints on it. So I'll put the incline on the treadmill. I'll do sprints for about 10 minutes, right? And then 1 minute off, 1 minute on, 1 minute off. And then the last 10 minutes of it, I'll just jog it. So I'll do about 20 minutes, which ends up being about 2 miles on the treadmill. And then I'm done. And then that's the only reason. Stairmaster, what do you think?
Well, the question is, what are good forms of cardio besides treadmill and Stairmaster?
Yeah.
So from that, I'm gathering that he thinks those are two, or is that she?
I'm not
Edith?
sure.
Oh, it's
Edith, yeah.
So she basically says, I know treadmill and Stairmaster are two good options. You may or may not like burpees and shit like that. But like Marisol said, interval and high intensity interval training, like sprints and things like that. The reason I would suggest that is because for the most part, treadmill and Stairmaster is like slow and steady. For the most, you can sprint on those, but for the most part, that's like slow and steady. Anytime you do HIIT, where your heart rate's having to go up and then you take a break and then it's going up, they say that really helps get you fit and in shape. They say, because I avoid that sometimes. I need to do more.
Yeah, so hope that helped you. And then this is just a fashion question.
Okay, cool.
Lastly, so you can either stay.
I'm gonna go get it.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So here's the last question. Love you guys. Is it a fashion no to wear gold and silver jewelry at the same time? Girl, that is so 1980s. Wear what you want to wear. If you want to combine gold and silver, which I do all the time, it's up to you. If you want to wear it, it's how you rock it. That's how I see it. If you can make that gold and silver look good together, hey, do you. I think that was a rule from the past, so I don't honestly care. I've never cared. So I'll wear gold and silver together. Actually, some of the items that I have are do have gold and silver made in it. So yeah, I say it's a fashion yes, because it's up to you how you want to rock it. And who cares what other things? That's usually how I see it. So rock it, girl. Wear the gold and silver. You'll look great. I bet you. So anyway, thank you guys for submitting your questions. Again, I can't emphasize enough how much I appreciate you guys giving me feedback. Are you enjoying these? Are you not enjoying these episodes of Tip Tuesday on YouTube? Do you prefer them on social media, Instagram? Let me know. If you haven't yet, please like my channel, subscribe, share. All that's important. Let the people know that there's a place for Tip Tuesday. So thank you so much for tuning in. See you guys next week on Tip Tuesday.